Yo, what's going on? So most people have one of these, and the screens on them are some of the best screens that you do have in the world. So the question is, how do I connect my smartphone to my camera in order to monitor the screen? So in this video, I'm going to show you not just how to connect the two, but also how to get a bunch of useful features that can take your filmmaking to the next level. So I've done a video before on how to connect your camera to your phone using the Sony Imaging Edge app, but not only is that app really buggy, it is extremely limited on features. So instead, I'm going to show you a different app that's going to give you a ton of useful features like tap to focus, waveforms, monitoring tools, and a whole host of other different things. So let's jump into the software and show you what we have here. So the name of the app is called Monitor Plus. So you want to go into the App Store, search for Monitor Plus, that's with a plus sign. I'll also have it linked down below to make things a little bit easier for you. So once you have the app installed, you're going to go into your menus and go into Network tab, and then go over to Control with Smartphone and make sure that's turned on. Then you want to come out of that and go right below it, and where it says connection is going to give you this screen right here, which has a QR code. And then on the top left of the screen where it says connect via QR code, that's the easiest way to connect to it there. So you're going to tap here, and then you're going to scan the QR code that's on the camera, and then the camera should start connecting. All right, and boom, we have a solid connection there. And now you could see all the different controls that I have here on the camera. So in the top bar here, we have full control over our camera settings. We have our frame rates that you could change, shutter speed, you have your aperture, which they have labeled here as iris. You have your ISO, you have your custom white balance there, which I'm running a custom white balance for this right here. You have your focus mode, you have your camera mode, which I'm shooting video here. Then you also have your focus area, which you could change there. And the cool thing here is that you can also do tap to focus there. So if I come in here and do flexible spot here, you could see here, I could change it to my background. Pretty cool stuff that you have going on there. And then if you tap in the upper left corner right here, this is your general functions for your control, where you can customize all your different things here. You also have your camera functions down here where you could change your picture profiles if you wanted to, if you do tend to change those different things. The other cool thing here is that you can also save the camera roll directly from the Monitor app. That's also another cool feature that you have inside here. Then as I mentioned, you have your histogram for your exposure down here. And then you also have an indicator for which SD card slot you're using and how much time you have left on there. Now this by itself is exponentially better than the Sony Imaging Edge app. But where things really start to get interested is with these tools right here. So we have zebras, we have false color, which is one of my favorite ways for exposing images there. We have guide, which is very useful to me because I do shoot in a 2:1 ratio here in YouTube. So I could set up the guide here and it could show me exactly where I am, make sure I'm not going too high or too low. Then we have focus peaking. The red shows you what's in focus there, and it turns black and white whenever you're doing that. We have our waveforms here, which you could tap them over here to toggle through the different waveforms. So we have the red, green, blue RGB there. We have just a regular Luma and our RGB overlay there. Pretty cool stuff there. One of my other favorite features is LUT. So this is what it looks like in just S-Log there. And then we could tap the LUT there. I actually have a Phantom LUT that I'm using to monitor right now. I'm still working on my own LUT, so look out for that to come. And by the way, hit the subscribe button or the like button if you like what you've seen so far. Then we have what is called an inspector window, where we get a bunch of different waveforms here. This is super useful. We have the RGB parade here. We have a RGB histogram parade here. And then we also have a vector scope. This is really great if it is that you have some kind of color issues, or to just make sure that your colors are super dialed in there. We have anamorphic D-squeeze if you're shooting anamorphic. We have focus pulling here, which you don't have to go into manual focus. So then again, going back to the controls there, I could go into here, select manual focus, and then you'd be able to change your focus here. Then you have chroma key. You could do an image overlay, and then you could lock all the screens to make sure that nothing is changing there. So if you have everything dialed in there for you. And then we have different rotations, so we could shoot in portrait mode there, just to make sure that you're monitoring and make sure your left or right is there. And then you could change the image depending on the orientation of the screen. And then the other cool thing that I find here is that you can change the orientation of the app. So if I go like this, it gives me a vertical screen here onto the app there. And then if I'm shooting, let's say TikTok videos or your reels there, you can monitor in the way that you want to or need to for your particular social media format that you're shooting for. Then all those tools are customizable. So if I click here in the bottom half of the screen, you could see I could go into each one here and change, like I can change my zebras, I can change my false color, what the style is. I can change the guide. So like I said, I had it to 2:1 ratio. Let's say I wanted to shoot something else, give it a little bit more widescreen, I could change the guides there. So every tool that we have here is customizable to your liking. And then LUTs, let me show you how easy it is to add a LUT. So I just come in here to my computer, search for a LUT, airdrop it onto the computer, open with the Monitor Plus app when I'm prompted with that screen there. And then just like that, it shows up here in the Monitor Plus app there. And right now I'm using the Ice Blue from Phantom LUTs there. And I turn that back on and boom, your LUTs there and everything is good to go. Now, if all that goodness wasn't enough, yo, watch this one thing right here. We could put this onto the iPad, and now all these amazing features that I just showed you, you could get it on another high quality but larger screen there for you. All right, so we've been talking about all this greatness here. Let's talk about a few cons/issues. Sometimes the connectivity can be a little bit buggy in terms of actually getting it connected. But the one thing that I should be very clear on is that I've never had it drop signal once it is that I'm connected. So it might have a couple issues actually connecting, but once you're connected, you're all good there. And then let's talk latency. The latency is actually pretty good there. If I put this up to the screen here, you could see how latent it is on the camera. That's actually not too bad. And there's obviously an extra delay here because I'm recording a screen that is being transferred there, but it's more than useful in real life. So the way Monitor Plus works there, the basic tools are free to unlock most of the very useful things like the false color and the custom LUTs and all that stuff there. You do have to pay a one-time fee, but that one-time fee is only $18. I feel like if you are a filmmaker / content creator, this is more than worth it. Even if you already have a monitor, sometimes you're traveling and you don't want to carry that extra gear with you. You're going to have your cell phone with you. This is something you could just put in the camera. It gives you an extra monitor and way more tools than what you would have on the camera or what you could get from any other app. So again, this is something that I use especially when I'm traveling, but even when I'm just here doing these talking head videos. Also, if you do want to see how it is that I get this look, what's my lighting setup, what's my camera settings, how I get this particular look and how I color grade it there, then go ahead and click on this video or hit the subscribe button and the notification button to see some future videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Big up yourself. Peace.